Hello, this is Darkest Walnut coming to you with Arma 3. I've recently been speaking to one of my friends and he's not confident with Zeus. So I thought I'd do some tutorial videos on it. So what it will only be over LAN, so I can mess around and show you what I want without people coming in and making it harder for me to explain while trying to actually do a mission for people. So basically, Zeus is a DLC that lets you play multiplayer games with up to 16 players, if I can count. Yep. And one of you is a Zeus and one's a moderator. Basically, instead of having a scenario where it's a predetermined mission, such as, campaigns for example, Zeus lets you create on the fly. So people log in, you can stick a few things down, you can say, right, play with these go-karts or shooting range or whatever while I set up a quick mission, and then I'll give you the go-ahead and boom, off you go, have some fun. And it gives you literally unlimited possibilities. It's brilliant. It really is brilliant. So to start with, you will obviously go online, you will find a server. They're usually Zeus 16 plus 2 Altis, or Master Altis, NATO. There's obviously the CSAT, there's the AAF, depending who you prefer. If you want to do Zeus, you click on this button, which is virtual, and you click Game Master. The difference between Game Master and Game Moderator is the Game Master it means it's your game. You have complete control over everything. The Moderator can edit things, he can do the background music for you, he can move things around, he can delete things if you're busy doing something else. It's basically an assistant. Think of it that way, it is an assistant. But if you want to control the whole game, you have to be the Game Master. So what I'll do is I'll log it up, I'll go through the basics. Log it up? No, that's not right. I'll start it up, I'll go through the whole basics, and in the next videos I'll tell you how to build a simple mission, how to start creating actual stories through them as well. Because I have my own milsim unit, I love to do stories. It makes it more fun. You don't go to war and the guy, your general or your commander, whoever's saying, gives you the briefing and says, we're going to go to this war because we just want to really kill some people for today. They don't do that. There's a whole reason why you're there. So it makes it more immersive. So basically, here you go. So this is the Game Master. This gives you a very brief overview of various things. So for example, the very first thing you have to do is put a respawn point. Where you want it is entirely up to you, but if you don't do it, it'll be it'll be absolutely randomized, and you can work off it, but I like to put it down. And then you can design whatever you want. So you could do, I don't know, quick example, I could put the spawn point, say here, right in this little corner, and I could say, right, your mission is to, should you choose to accept it obviously, is to take the airfield and the little town, and then, I don't know, do a attack on the capital. Simple, nice and easy. Obviously, you as a Zeus, you do get challenges, so it could be a player uses a machine gun, a player drives a vehicle, a player gets killed. They're the three ones I mostly see. There are others, but they're the basics. And also you can stick down objectives, which I'll get into, and then you can do end scenarios if you get bored and want to go home. No, yeah, well, whatever. Okay, so let's do the basics, shall we? So to start with, controls. A lot of you who know this probably, already. Oh yeah, I need to wait for it to load a bit, don't I? So So yeah, controls. Obviously M brings up your map. If you, well, for me it's the middle mouse button. It might be something different for you. I can't remember what it's called, to be honest with you. I'll look that up. Lets you basically quick move your camera instead of gliding over the whole map. It takes a long time, trust me. Obviously you got your zoom in, you're moving, you just hold the right mouse button, move the mouse. So you can basically get a whole idea, and then you can do a quick, oh yeah, that place looks good, or yeah, let's stick you up here, or you know what, I'm going to be your bastard and stick you in the middle of the ocean. Entirely up to you. For me, I'm going to stick just a random one, random one here. As you can see, I had a timer, and that now goes because I've done the task. So as a Zeus, you do get tasks. Oops, sorry. So I'm going to use my middle mouse button and zoom in to make sure it's right where I want it, because you can move it around once you place it down, and you can place more than one, which is quite useful. So basic controls: WASD. I said that wrong way. So WSAD. There you go. Q and E. Oh no, sorry. Q moves you up. I actually don't know what moves you down. Z. There you go. E is your list of all the things you got. This is your creation tab, which basically gives you access to everything, literally everything you could want. Then you've got your standard M for your map, zoom in, spin around, usual stuff. Basically, if you've been on editor, it's the same. That's all it is. It's just live, so to speak. So, your editor, you've probably got people joining in, they're running around like headless chickens, and they're saying, "What you gonna do, Zeus?" And the first thing you say is, make a scenario. So a very, very basic scenario would be something like, oh, I don't know, here. Oops. Attack the warehouse. Nice and simple. So that's what we'll do. We'll do a nice simple one just to show you what, you know, what you can start with. So if you remember, oh yeah, if you double press J, you'll get the quick menu up for you. So this will show you all the players. You can make your own briefing, which I'll go into in a later one. These are your tasks. So for example, if there's, I don't know, 3 of you playing, a human player has to get into a tracked APC or destroy a tank. Now if that happens, this, I'll get onto that in a minute. So let's say a player joins. I'll just stick a random person down. Here we go. This is I Love Fish 574. He's running around like a headless chicken, doing usual stuff, as you do. So he's now saying, "I want to do a mission." You go, "Okay, I'll make you one." So first thing you want to do, you go to your Create tab. Now, as you're playing as NATO, you can use them as allies, but we'll ignore that for now. You either click on Op4 or Independent, because both of these are against NATO. And they're against each other, but that's a bit more advanced stuff. So let's make something nice for him, shall we? Let's stick down, oh, I don't know. Oh, well, there you go. You got your whole choice here. I do have this one because I've got the Apex DLC. Which I'm not entirely sure if you can use it without the DLC. I've never tried, to be honest with you. But maybe you could try that out and tell me. That would be great. That would be really useful. So what you want is CSAT. Let's just stick something basic down because there's only one person. Remember, you got to make it fun for everybody. I mean, literally everybody. If you just stick down 20,000 tanks, which you can do, but I wouldn't recommend it, it gets boring real quick because you just keep dying. And it's part of the game, yes, but when you respawn, die, respawn, die, respawn, die, you leave the game. I've done that a few times myself, to be honest. I've joined the game and I'm just like, ugh. Yeah. So let's make it a challenge. We're not ridiculously hard. Give it a learning curve. So I mean, for all we know, this guy he could have only played Arma for 30 minutes, and he's just, you know, trying stuff. So let's make it easy for him. So what I would do is maybe stick down a rifleman, squad leader, a combat lifesaver, and oh, I don't know, auto rifleman. That's it. That's all you got to do, and there you go. You actually have your first mission built. Congratulations. So, obviously, in reality, more people would probably be joining. Some people would be running around. You got to ignore that, really. If you keep jumping back and forth the whole time, you're never going to get anything done. And so, which is why the moderator's great, because the moderator can be watching them, or he can be helping you, or he's your assistant. So you tell him what you want to do, basically. So for the first mission, we have a nice little, oh, I don't know, fire team just digging around a warehouse. Why not? So now that you got your people down, you actually now need to make your objective. So you go to modules. Oh, actually, I don't think I forgot to show you. When I put someone down, there you go. See that little orange section there? That's the cost of your unit. So I mean, these guys are pretty standard cheap. Oh, hang on, I go back. There you go. See, most of these are the same price if you watch it. Some are more than others because they're not your basic loadout, if that makes sense. So, for example, you got your missile specialist. I mean, he's AA. He's experienced. So, if you think of it as your experience, which actually works quite well for me. So, the higher the cost, the more experienced they are, but they still die pretty easy. Another example is if I stick a tank down. See, look how much that costs. Right. So I'll stick him down just to show you. Now, what happens is that slowly starts refilling. So you can't just spam 20,000 tanks, because once it gets here, you can't put anything else down. However, if you delete it, you get all your money back. Now, this is where those tasks come in. So let's say my bar's gone all the way down here and it's slowly refilling. I mean, it's taking forever. And I want to stick something down here to give them a bit of a fright. You know, like maybe an armoured vehicle or something, just to keep them on their toes. So what I could do is, if I put down an APC for the player, wherever he's gone, there he is, and he gets into that APC, I immediately get some money back, which means you can then carry on doing your mission, which is great. And so remember, to get that up, you double press J. So yeah, now that you've got your little mission down, or simple thing, you need to do your scenario. So you go to modules, you go to objectives. Now it depends what type of mission you're making. And you can do race missions, you can do a IDAT protect, you can do a hunt the target, and you can just do a simple move. Just say, you know, go over here. You can do a get into this vehicle then move, if you're that type. You can do attack or defend, control sector, or custom. I always use custom, mostly because it's easier and I can do what I want with it. So the way this works is, this is important. This objective will not be completed automatically. So let's say, for example, let's start with the title. Let's call it, I can call it anything you like. It could be Scratch Your Butt. And if someone says they've done that, then you can say well done. Or it could be something really complicated like, tell me the, I'm making this up as I go, equation to the red quasar factor. You know, it can be anything you want. I would recommend you do it towards what your mission is, so don't just write random stuff. That's not going to help. So let's think this through, shall we? So we have a fire team in a warehouse, and we could say they're a scout unit. So it could be eliminate the scouts. Nice and simple. That title shows up here. So the minute that pops up, they know exactly what they've got to do. I mean, you could do a description. It could be fire team has entered a nearby warehouse. We think they could be scouts. Find and eliminate them. So that's if, for example, if someone new joins the game, instead of you telling everybody what you got to do, it comes up as an objective on the player's screen, and then they can read the description themselves. Of course, people won't, because people just join in and just follow what other people do. So remember, we are blue 4, so you select that. You can ignore these. Then you want to do signed, because then that pops up for your players. Double check everything, make sure it's fine, or well, you can even put grid coordinates if you want. You know, that's entirely up to you. Just click OK. There you go. So you have now created your first objective. Congratulations. So what we'll do is we'll just do a
ready for orders.
Random people joined.
Ready.
Oops, get down there.
Standing by.
There you go. So this is, I don't know, I've forgotten his name. This is Beelzebub 53. This is Catlicker 95. This is Cheesehogger. I don't know. You know, you know what some names are like. So what you can do now is you can say, wait, hold on a minute. I will be uber duper super kind, because I'm a wonderful Zeus who loves my people, and I will put down a vehicle for you. Plop. There you go. Now to do that, if you want, you can put them down with the AI in, or you can do it without. If you want to do it without, just click empty, scroll down to what you want, and you've got all sorts down here, but I'll go into this in more detail in a later video. Whoops. Oh, I forgot I did that. Okay, sorry. And stick down what you want. I mean, you could be sticking that down, or you could give them a prowler. Anything you want. I mean, you could even give them a helicopter if you're really, really generous. I would recommend not to do that. While the fireworks are great, it really is irritating if you're trying to build something up. Oh, okay. So let's say, for example, these 4 thought, yeah, we're awesome. They're just going to get in there, and then they're going to go, okay, fine, we'll have that. So our imaginary players are now going to your objective. Now remember what that pop-up said. This will not be completed automatically. So we'll get, we'll just cheat a bit. There we go. So they turned up after, I don't know, 5 minutes or however long, and they're actually driving like real players. And then they'll obviously see the AI. They all jump out. They have their firefight. Now while that's happening, you could start building up another section. So you could, I don't know, maybe, well, just build anything else you want, really. Oh, the players are doing crap, aren't they? Oh, yeah, okay, let's just say they did it. We're kind. So just, you can, well, perfect example, you can delete dead people just by select them, press and delete. You can't delete players. Players are the one thing you cannot edit at all. I've tried, trust me. So let's say they succeeded. We got one guy alive. Yay! Now what you do here is you do this. You click succeeded and you press OK. And they get a little thing saying objective completed. That's basically it. You've just done your first mission. Nice and simple, huh? Remember to, if you're doing a consecutive mission, so for example they've done this and then you want them to go in the town and you want them to go over here to buy a lollipop, whatever you want to do, clean up after they move on, because the more dead things you have, it creates a lot of lag, especially on a multiplayer game. It really does clog up the system. I don't know why, it just does. So that way it will keep the game running smooth for you as well as the players, which is nice, trust me, it really is nice. That's basically it. That's the very basics of Zeus. That's all you got to know. In the next video I'll be doing slightly more advanced stuff, which will include sort of like reinforcements or the waypoints you can give your AI. Yeah, so that's what I'll do in the next one, and I'll probably start telling you how to do a continuation mission. So yeah, well, that's the plan anyway. I know this has been a very, very basic one, and if you know this stuff, then feel free to ignore or just watch. You never know, you might pick something up. I've done that a few times. For now, I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to leave a like and subscribe, then feel free to leave a comment if you want. Tell me how crap I am. I know I'm crap, so that don't matter. If you are interested in my milsim, it is the first CAO army. It's known as the Silver Lions. We are on the Arma 3 units. So feel free to join or just poke your nose in, see if you like it. I mean, I've got about 4 or 5 units I want to do, so. But I might be covering that in a really later video anyway, when I start doing the milsim tutorials. But yes, so I will see you in the next video. Ta-ta for now.